In this video, we're going to tune on this a little bit. We're going to adjust the carburetor, get it tuned a little bit, get timing set, put a fuel pump on it so it'll run off the fuel in the gas tank, and move it that much closer to being mobile. Stay tuned. This is a new piece that goes around the coil spring and the shock absorber. When they stamped it out, they had excess metal in here, so the rubber stopper wouldn't fit. So I cut that off with the grinder and then hit it with some rust paint stuff so it won't rust, and then we can put it together and put it on the car. These are the old pieces that went on the coil springs, and you can see they're pretty rusted out, but they were as clean cut here, and the new one wasn't. It was all wadded up with metal, so they didn't trim it. I also bought a DeWalt light. It's flexible, which is kind of nice, and uses rechargeable battery. That piece of crap from Amazon, I don't even know what the brand name is, but this is the second one. They replaced the first one. This one lasted a little bit longer, but it's crap. All right. Hi, Priscilla. The distributor was stuck. I had clamped a vice grip on it and hammered on it, and the vice grip was just slipping. I was afraid I was going to break it. So over the last day or two, I've just been squirting it with some PB Blaster and soaking it down, and clamped the vice grip on it again, hit it with the hammer, and knocked her loose. So now I can adjust the timing. So I'm not sponsored by PB Blaster, although if they want to sponsor me, that'd be great. But that stuff works. I was impressed. I thought I was going to bust that distributor getting it out of there. A little bit more wiring. Somebody had cut all of the turn signal wires and stuff off, so I got that one working. The other one is up here still. I gotta do some splicing to hook them back together. I don't know why they cut them when they unplug, but we'll get that. And then there's a wire broken on the headlight connector here, so we gotta fix that. Headlight switch is stuck. Can't get the headlight switch to move. So I'm gonna squirt a little PB Blaster on that, let it soak. We'll see what happens. Working on this fender quite a bit. There was a kink right there. This was really wavy. This is still, I don't know, it's getting better. That I had welded a spot in that corner, so I'm building that up. This is a low spot right here, so I'm just feathering that out. So eventually this fender won't look too bad, I think. Stu, what do you think? The weather's starting to turn nice. Stu, what do you think of this weather? No, he likes it. What's up, Stu? All right, well, my battery seems to be going down. The alternator does not seem to be alternating. The carburetor is not doing a great job of carbureting. It'll run pretty good for a little bit and then it acts like it's flooding. I don't know why that is. I'll probably pull the carburetor back off and look into that. So basically I think it needs an alternator, water pump, and a fuel pump. Plugs, wires. We put a coil in it, rebuilt the carb, but it's, I don't know, I just cannot get it to run very long. Did get the timing adjusted, so the engine ran long enough to get warmed up, and we sprayed some degreaser on it, pressure washed it. It looks better. So I guess we'll collect parts and in the meantime start working on the brakes. I'm probably gonna flush the transmission as well, and I gotta make some connectors down there on the radiator for the tranny cooler lines, and then all the fluids will be good. Of course I'll have to drain the radiator again when I change the water pump, but the motor sounds okay. I think I just need some tweaks on the carburetor, and these plugs and wires are old. They seem to be working. It doesn't seem to be misfiring. It really seems like it's loading up and flooding. I will update later, but the temperature sending unit, I don't even know if it has one. Oh yeah, it's back there. Temperature sending unit doesn't appear to work. I got no temperature reading. We do have oil pressure, and the water pump's not leaking horrible. It just leaks a little bit. I did notice also that I got a 2-groove water pump pulley, and it should only have a single groove, and probably hard to visually see, but the belt is not lined up with the alternator or the crank, so I need to change this pulley to a single groove. I don't have one, so I'll hunt that down and we'll swap that when we do the water pump and get that belt in line. Yeah, and I don't know, maybe we'll convert it to electronic ignition. I don't know, but we'll start collecting parts, and still doing body work on the fenders, so I don't know if I'm going to put those back on yet, but that's where we're at right now. I'm not going to glue this on. It should be fine. Okay, torqued. I'm going to swap out this carburetor. I rebuilt it, but when we had it running, it acted like it was flooding out, and set the idle mixtures as low as possible. Couldn't choke it at all, and it still seemed like it was running too rich. So I don't know if the power valve is bad, but I'm going to pop this guy back off, this one, and we will swap it with another one I've got, and we'll see if it behaves better. Back on. Get it cleaned off. I got this guy here. We'll adjust that choke. All right, let's see if the fuel pump will fill the carburetor up. Gas is getting to the carburetor because we have a leak. Let's see what happens here. think the accelerator pump might be leaking on this one. Open the choke for now. Okay. It's not overflowing. Alright, this carburetor didn't run any better, so I took it off. The accelerator pump was leaking. It's been sitting a while too. I don't know how old it is, but I think probably the power valve is bad in it as well. This one also is old, and I didn't want to use this float bowl, but the power valve was good, so I took the power valve out of this one and put it in the one that I rebuilt. So I put it all back together. Fuel pump is in. I ran my IV fuel, I guess, into the pump, and the pump fed the carburetors. Had to readjust the floats, but I got it to idle and run fairly smooth. So I think the carburetor is okay. We will see. So anyway, I got the new fuel pump on. I'm going to need to pick up a fuel filter, and then I'm going to run a line from the tank to the pump. I'll put a filter in there, and maybe a filter up here, I don't know, probably just one down there, and then we can put gas in the tank and it should run off of itself. I still got to get another pulley here. I did get a water pump, so when I get a pulley, I'm going to change the water pump, and we will hopefully have everything buttoned up. I did let it run long enough today to check the alternator, and it's putting out some voltage. I don't know if it's adequate, but it is charging enough right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, believe it or not, this rusty line came loose, and both of these bolts came loose. So I have to go in and disconnect that from the pedal under the floor, but Okay. Okay, there's a plastic washer and a clip that goes, sorry, plastic washer and a clip that goes in the brake pedal, and then it holds that guy onto the pedal. So master cylinder's out. So this is the old single pot mason jar looking master cylinder. It's stuck, as you might recall. I slammed into the garage and I jammed on the pedal and it just stuck. Might be rebuildable, but I'm going to see about converting it to a double. The 66 model, I believe, was the last year of a single. So see if I can get a 67 or newer drum, four-wheel drum master cylinder. No fuel coming from the tank yet. Must have a clog somewhere. It's just running off the carburetor right now. Well, she backfired, caught fire. I did get the pumping fuel from the tank. Still something screwy with that carburetor. It backfired and caught fire. Fortunately, I had my fire extinguisher and got it out before any serious damage. But I think the carburetor got a little melted over in here. So I had the sight thing off, adjusting the float, and I don't know where that went, but I guess that's enough for this video. We're gonna have to do something about the carburetor. All right, I pieced together some carburetors out of all my junk, and I got a leak here, but I think we got one that works. This it's a 600 CFM, but it's made of about 2 or 3 that I had laying around. Pressure washed all the fire extinguisher crap off of it, so I think we got that sorted. I did lose my belt because it was misaligned and it got flung off and caught in the fan. So I got to change this pulley. Fuel pump's getting gas from the gas tank going through the filter up to the carb. So I'll sort out some of the leaks and whatever. But I think we got her. All right, I think we got the leak stopped. It wanted a little choke to stay running. She's running pretty good now. So we'll get that water pump pulley swapped, and we'll swap the water pump, do plugs and wires, and we should be good. High idle, we got almost 50 pounds. So oil pressure is good. Well, that was a little frustrating, but we got the carburetor sorted, I think, and timing set. I'm still going to do a tune-up on it, new plugs, cap and rotor, wires. And I'm going to flush the radiator, but my next thing is to collect all the brake parts and get it where we can see if it'll stop now. But thanks for watching.